What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens episode summary analysis. Today, we are going to be going over the episode 11 summary for Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. Now, I'm going to always put a disclaimer at the beginning of this video, just in case people accidentally click this video, not really paying attention to what it's going to be all about. But if you do not want to be spoiled on the next episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, and by all means, if you really do not want to be spoiled in this next episode, please click off of this video right now. Come back later if you want to come and watch and see if my thoughts, what my previous thoughts are, and then my thoughts when I actually do the episode review. So please, because there are going to be some things that I talk about this that, this probably is going to be the hardest video to probably do, in my opinion. From all the videos that I have done so far, I think this is going to be the hardest one that I'm going to be reviewing or analyzing or whatever it is. So please, you don't want to know anything about it, click off the video. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, let's get right into the summaries. So the episode 11 summary is titled Gaman Gagenkai. I don't even know why I'm reading the Japanese, to be honest. I think it's just fun to try to learn that. Or, translated, no more holding back. Gakuto is determined to win the second duel with his Neo Sugetsu dueling style. However, his opponent is someone he could have never expected. Note, I liked how people that make these summaries are like translated, they make these little notes. Note, the title of episode 11 is actually from Roman's summon chat from Prima Guitarna, so I am saying that monster wrong. So this more confirms who Gakuto is dueling. So yeah, that is the episode 11 summary. But before we actually talk about the summary and then talk about the previews, I'm actually going to be showing you guys 3 shots from the preview, and yeah, I really need to show you guys this. So here are the 3 screenshots from this episode. And I want you guys to make sure when we're going through this video, I want you to keep these 3 images in your guys' head. I really just don't know what to say. When I first saw this, when I actually watched the preview, I just everything I had almost completely dropped for Yugioh Sevens. let's just talk into it and let's just get right into it. I mean, I just wanted to show you guys these 3. They're gonna be in the video separate. I wanted you guys to put these 3 images in your head before we continue forward with this episode. So, from this summary, we can already tell, and I think probably 98% of us were certain that this was going to happen. Maybe a little less because of that drummer being on there, but this does kind of confirm that it's going to be Gakuto versus Roman, which I'm going to be completely honest. After I did the episode 10 summaries, like the analysis that I did for episode 10, I did kind of harsh on it a little bit, I do admit, and that's just because I felt like both or at least Gakuto in a sense would get hurt just because of the fact that would have basically 2 losses at this point, because you would think Rowan would have to win this duel because of the fact that Rook had already won the first duel out of this 3v3 match against Yushiro. So it was kind of that sense where I kind of wish that Rook had lost so Gakuto can get his first win of the series, because I felt like Roman could get some backup from her past, and then she can grow upon that and didn't really need to focus on dueling. So this was inevitable. I'm not surprised that this ended up being the case. I am surprised though from those 3 shots that I showed you. The fact that, and I'll try to give the benefit of the doubt and try to give another reason of why she's like that, but there's only one indication that tells what in the world is going on. Roman is keeping a trend with the Yu-Gi-Oh girls, in the fact that she is brainwashed or something like that in this episode. And when I first saw this, I just couldn't believe they went to this. What I was expecting from Studio Bridge is that they would try to get rid of this trend, this like bad trend from the like main female or even just any female character in the show, and try to give them a way better role that they had from the previous shows. And it didn't say who the actual writer of this was, because I mean I know I'm kind of being rude at this point. I think maybe like your good old boy Shin Yoshida probably had written this episode out for them, which I don't know if that's actually the case, but that would be funny as heck if that was the case, because if you everyone knows Shin Yoshida if you've been in the Yu-Gi-Oh community for a while, and I don't bash on him at all. I think he's done really good. I think he's done some of the best character developments in the Yu-Gi-Oh series, but it's just the female treatment has always been his, and he's admitted to it before that he's just never been really that good. I think in one of the Zexo mangas, he's wished that Luna, the signer girl, or the sister of Leo. I'm using dub names because I can't remember the sub. I think I can't remember I think Luna is Runa. So he's met before that he's never been good with girl characters, and if that was the case, it would explain in this episode. I don't think he actually is. I think this was just a Studio Bridge thing to talk about. But hey, you can put up those speculations if you want to. But and honest to God, let me know you guys' thoughts on this episode, or like on this summary, and what you guys think of this. The benefit of the doubt, though, is that there is another route they can go with this, where it isn't a brainwash gimmick. It's more like when Roman's, because if you remember, if you saw the preview, Roman was playing that dual guitar that Yuga gave her in the previous episode. So maybe when she's playing the guitar, she ends up getting this supernatural power, and that's basically what has ended up going on. But one screenshot kind of does shut that down, where you see Roa kind of maniacally with his like hands out in front of her, kind of showing like he was in control of her. Now again, it could be like he's abusing the power that she has. I could see that going in a way too, but I don't think that's the case. I think Roman was brainwashed in a sense. And again, every single girl has now been brainwashed in the show. Enzu from the original Duel Monsters, she was brainwashed by Merrick to force Yuki to duel a possessed Joey, and for basically to try to kill Yuki, because that was Merrick's whole thing, was he was trying to kill the Pharaoh. And that, if you guys don't remember that duel, that was a duel where both of their ankles were chained to anchors, and whoever's life points turned to zero, the anchor would pull them into the water and basically drown them. So yeah, and Anzu was a part of that, even though she does immediately get unbrainwashed when the duel start. But in the manga, actually, she stayed possessed the entire duel. In fact, she has a suicide capsule instead of a crate above her, which if Yu-Gi-Oh had refused the duel, she would have swallowed the pill and basically died. And then at the end of the duel, she ended up spinning it out and then got unbrainwashed. So yeah, that was for the original Duel Monsters. GX, you had Alexis Rhodes or Asuka in the original, where she was brainwashed by the Society of Light after she lost to a possessed Chaz. After he had lost to Sartorius a little episodes ago, and then she became that until Judai ended up defeating her in a duel and snapped her right out of it. And then Akiza you can debate, to be honest, but I think there was some there was some signs that she was brainwashed with the Arcania movement. If you guys remember, that was part of the cult that she was a part of. And what confirmed me as that she was being controlled is, I remember when she dueled Misty for the second time in that duel for the battle between Signer and Dark Signers. Sayer had appeared once again after losing to Carly in a previous episode, or a couple episodes ago, and he basically whispered in her ear, I think it was like, the Black Rose Witch lives on the Witch's Forest, and basically awoke into the power of her, full power of her psychic abilities, which kind of controlled her in a sense. So, in a way, she kind of was brainwashed, but I can understand the argument out there. Tori from Zexel, she was brainwashed by the rank of magic card that Garog has been using. If you guys remember, Garog went to different people and tried to use that rank of magic variance force card to control them and to use that power against Yuma to try to get his numbers. and Tori ended up getting seduced to that and ended up going in a tag duel with Yuma. And funny enough, Garag, because Shark did not show up as well because he wanted to get two birds with one stone, and she tag teamed with a possessed Kathy to try to go and beat Yuma. And then you have Zuzu, which I think everyone knows the whole thing with the bracelet girls, and they getting affected with that parasite fusioner. I'm pretty sure everyone has watched Arc 5 knows what I'm talking about because that was the whole gimmick of season 3 with those girls. So that was kind of disappointing in that case. And then even Aoi's Aizen had the same thing around the very beginning of the series when Spectre gave her that Dark Angel card, and Revolver had basically planted a bug into that card, and it ended up taking control of Aoi once she had used the card. So she was brainwashed at that point. And now Roman, assumingly, is going to be brainwashed by her cousin, which I don't know why he's doing that. He's showing that he's going to be a bad cousin in the sense that he doesn't really care. He's going to try to get his way no matter what, which I guess I kind of like, but I want to know the reasoning of this, though. I mean, this is your own. Well, it's not your own blood. It's not your brother or sister, but it's your family. And now you're basically controlling one of your family members to do whatever you want. And I don't understand now why he wants to do that. I mean, you'd think he would try to care for his cousin or something like that because it's a family member, but I guess rush duels are more important or something. I don't know. Also in this preview, we also got those two student council members again. I think that scene was actually great when they just fly out of nowhere and they just kneel right beside Gakuto, and then you just got that weird explosion from Rook. I could probably bet you guys is like, why in the world are these two here? I mean, that was just great seeing those two. But it looks like they're just going to be there for support of Gakuto because Gakuto was showing drawn as a card. So I think he's going to actually be dueling. I don't think he's going to have them do like what he did with Yuga, and one of them holds the duel decks while the other one draws his cards for him and places his cards on the field. So it's good that it's actually Gakuto and not that. I wasn't a fan of that at first. I think it was kind of funny at the time, but I like it more when a character actually duels himself, and that looks like what Gakuto is going to be doing. But that really is everything that we know from this preview and this episode. Roman's going to get brainwashed in a sense by Roa, or again, there could be the chance that she has this power, like this special power when it comes to music, and because Yuga made that dueling guitar, she now has access to that power. And then Roa decides to take advantage of it and have her duel or something like that. I don't know how that would work, but there is a chance. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's going to happen no matter what. I think it is going to be the brainwashing gimmick. So, yeah, again, I want to know all your guys' thoughts on this because I have so many mixed emotions with this. It was really disappointing when I saw this because I think Yugioh Sevens has done so well for their first 10 episodes. I bet 90% of people gave this show crap when it first was announced in Jump Festa. And now a lot of people were surprised, and there were some that still hated on it, and there's some that absolutely enjoyed it. I would argue the case that I have been absolutely loving the show. I think it's been a really good show so far. I mean, I wouldn't make my top 5 yet just because of the fact that, we haven't had enough episodes to actually do it, to actually kind of judge against like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds and GX and even the original series and Zexal and Reigns and Arc 5 even. So it's kind of that sense of where this show is going to end up taking it. And this is a route that I did not want to be taken at all. I am very, very, very disappointed that they decided to go with this route. After doing so well in the first 10 episodes, yeah, we kind of had some filler episodes, but I got by that. I think it wasn't that bad. But now you got this. This just really bothered me when I saw it, and that's really all I'm going to say on this. But again, let's try to stay positive. I'm going to stay positive when it comes to this episode. I feel like going into this with a angry kind of motive or upset motive, the series is going to end up not being liked by you guys. And honestly, I do want to give this show a fair chance. I mean, they got so much crap from the very beginning. before the show even started. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and kind of trust them and know what they're doing. But I am a little disappointed that they went with the brainwash gimmick again. But guys, that is going to be it for this episode summary, analysis, review, whatever you guys want to call it. Again, I would love to know what you guys thought of this down below. What are your guys' feelings on it? I mean, I bet a lot of people might be disappointed of it, or maybe some of you guys did like the brainwashing gimmick and gave it to something. In fact, actually, before we go log off, another thing I mentioned. Now that the fact that these are dueling against each other, if God still loses, he loses to someone that was brainwashed. I mean, come on, are you kidding me? Is that really the way you want to go? Or if Roman wins this, like in the case of Roman wins this duel, it's because of the fact that she's possessed. It took to the point where she had to be brainwashed to actually win a duel. And I think that would really hurt the two characters. Man, I need to I need to sign off, guys, before I go on a big old rant. Because again, we need to stay positive when these next episodes come on, and just trust that Studio Bridge knows what they're doing, and that they can make this still a good episode and not make it disappointing for us, for some of the people that did not like the brainwashing gimmick. So I stay positive. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care, guys.